Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. This is Revision Hub with Jazzy J, and in this video I'll be continuing to look at Crime and Deviance, which is an AQA Sociology topic. Before we begin, let's do a quick recap. So, in a series of videos, we began to look at the left and right realist perspective on the cause and prevention of crime, as well as valid criticisms attached to their view. If you missed any of these videos, please feel free to browse through my playlist. So, on the screen display, there's an activity. I want you to grab paper or flashcards and jot down what you remember from my previous video. Certainly, this will only happen if you have watched my video, understood it, revised, rested, tested, and repeated yourself. This activity is very beneficial because it will help you to consolidate your knowledge. If you've done this, press the thumbs up icon right now and crack on with the content. So, in this video, we'll be addressing a key question. This is an evaluate statement and this is an argument. Quote, racism is targeting ethnic groups, making them seem as though they are the real offenders. Unquote. So, in this video, as well as various other videos, I'll be looking at the for and against points for this argument or statement. So, let's go on and have a look at reason 1. Hall et al. Hall et al. We know is a sociologist. We've looked at him before. Hall et al. Argues that in the 1970s, there was high inflation and high unemployment that existed. When this happened, people were turning against the capitalists. In other words, people were turning against the bourgeoisie, the ruling class. As a result, the ruling class were losing control. They did not have the power that they had a few years back. At the same time this was happening, there was a lot of mugging that took place in society. We all know that the media is owned by the ruling class. So the media has power to influence the ruling class and the working class, as well as take sides and mostly favor the ruling class since the media is owned by the ruling class. When the media knew about this, they began to create a moral panic. They were like, oh my gosh, mugging is taking place. And they typified mugging towards the black ethnic minority group. So what happened simply, as I just mentioned, the media blames it all on the blacks, and it was because of cultural inclusion and economic exclusion at that time. As a result, it resulted these blacks to result into mugging equals to a crime to take place within modern day society in which we live in. Philip B. is another sociologist, and Philip B. argues that all of this was just done just so they can fulfill their goals. Remember, we looked at this in Merton, where Merton argued about the strain between the goals as well as the means. So, overall, we can see how the media was owned by the ruling class. As a result, the media created a moral panic and blamed it all towards the black ethnic minority just because they were black for a start. So we can clearly see racism that is taking place. And it was because of their ethnic minority, due to them facing cultural inclusion and economic exclusion, that they decided to commit criminal and deviant activities such as this one, which is mugging. So, in reality, we all know it wasn't specifically the black ethnic minority, there were also various other ethnic groups involved. But the media, owned by the ruling class, they typified it towards the black and just stereotyped the blacks as those muggers. So, by the ruling class doing this, they reinforce their position within society and show the working class that, you know what, you are the working class, we are the ruling class, and we have the power, you do not have the power. And obviously, this was only possible because they own the media. So obviously, as I just said, when they did this, they were able to regain their power and position within society, which they were losing because at that time, as Hall et al. Argues, there was a lot of opposition amongst the capitalists. This is because there was high inflation and unemployment that took place at that particular point in society. Hopefully, this view is clear. Overall, as we can see, this proves a 4-point for the statement. It simply shows that, quote, racism is targeting ethnic groups, making them seem as though they are the real offenders, unquote. So this proves the statement, and this is the for argument for ethnicity and for this question. However, it's criticised by Evel, who argues that there is no evidence that the public panicked over mugging linked to blacks, and as a result, mugging linked to blacks, they really treated blacks very, very badly. There's no evidence in any way or form that shows this particular thing. Remember, it's very important to fulfill the pack. In this slide and the previous slide, I've actually fulfilled the pack. And we can see the C, which is the criticism, right here in the corner when we use Evel. Reason 2 is Gilroy. Gilroy is another sociologist which we have come across in media studies as well as in sociology. So, Gilroy argues that the police hold stereotypes over African Caribbean and Asians. As a result, it causes African Caribbeans and Asians to be criminalized, and when they are criminalized, these ethnic groups show more within the statistics as that particular group committing more criminal and deviant activities. So, we all know the colonization process that happened. So, during colonization, these groups were simply taught to resist white oppression just so they can defend themselves and protect themselves against the white ethnic minority. But when they do this, here the law actually criminalizes them and takes them that, you know what, you're breaking the law, you're not meant to do this. So as a result, they are criminalized because the police hold stereotypes, and hence they appear more in official statistics than ever before. For example, the Brixton riots. You all must have heard about the Brixton riots. If you guys are unsure, there's a video on that which I've linked on the side where you'll be able to find a documentary about the Brixton riots. Please use the example of the Brixton riots within your answer because it will help the examiner as well as yourself to get those extra marks, and the examiner to understand that, you know what, you've understood the theory of Gilroy, but rather you have not only understood it and just written it, you've understood it as well as linked it to a real life example, which is the Brixton riots. So, this whole argument can be supported by Rayner. And Rayner argues that, you know what, racism just drives people, and this is what the argument is all about. So, let's link it back to the statement. Quote, racism is targeting ethnic groups, making them seem as though they are the true offenders. Unquote. So, this simply shows that Gilroy is the second reason for the statement which you can use when you are doing an evaluation question. And remember, the criticism within the pack can either be positive or can be negative. So, what we have learned. Hope you've learned about various different concepts which we have looked at in this video. Reason 1, Holotel. Reason 2 is Gilroy. I'll be continuing with this in my next video, and hopefully you'll be able to understand the whole concept of ethnicity within these few videos. So, till my next video, please do not forget to revise, rest, test, and repeat yourself, because I believe this is a true mantra to success within your AQA Sociology exam. I'm on Instagram, where you can not only follow me but also access loads and loads of revision materials which will certainly help you to reach your maximum potential and the grade that you want. In addition to doing that, please do not forget to like my videos, press a smiley on the side and subscribe, as well as comment. Comment positive, comment negative, give me any criticisms. I'll be willing to look into those and improve myself. And once again, please do not forget to press the bell icon to never miss my video. Thank you so much for tuning in into Revision Hub with Jazzy Joe.